Welcome. We are doing an oils class. It's emotional release for abundance. I am Janette Gray, and this is Joseph Zenner. And tonight we're going to make a little magic.
So what we started with was going around the circle and proving once again that there's always a collaboration. When a group comes together, there's always synchronistic things. And one of the themes that people brought to work on tonight is like there's a confusion, there's an overwhelm in the ethers, in the field right now. Maybe it's just in Houston, maybe it's on the planet. I think probably on the planet. But so one of the things we talked about, a few people brought up, was confusion and frustration. And we already looked up frustration and found that frustration was geranium and Roman chamomile, which oddly enough, Janette had pulled geranium without knowing about it earlier. We had come up with what we were going to do, and she pulled it out randomly, like, we're going to need this, and then it came up in the group, which made sense. Roman chamomile is like my favorite oil right now, which my favorite oil changes all the time, but it's Roman chamomile right now. And then I go to look up confusion, and the first thing I see is clary sage, which when we were in the kitchen earlier, Heatherly was sharing her clary sage with everyone, and everyone was putting clary sage on their neck and breathing it, so clary sage came up again. And then the other oils that came up were lemon, which I think you only said you brought like 4 to share, right? And lemon was one of them. And then peppermint, which has also come up big time. Rosemary is the other one, which we just looked at in the field here outside. And by the way, we're at Green Planet Sanctuary. This is a beautiful little space that we utilize for classes. It's west of Houston, Green Planet Sanctuary. You can find that online, greenplanetsanctuary.com. So there was one other oil I missed. Oh, and then we looked up, what did we look up? Oh, when we looked up patience, we got frankincense and Roman chamomile, which frankincense had been coming up for us. So it all just kind of came together and tied together a lot of the oils that we were already going to play with tonight and talk about, and brought up a few new oils that we're probably going to add into the blend just because we flow like that.
Yes, and so one of the things that we're going to be looking at is how are you getting in the way of your own abundance. And so we'll be taking some time looking at some of the blocks that come up and how the oils can help you release that, and also what the oils help replace that with to support your growth and development and achieving the things that you desire in your life. So I'd asked you to think about what abundance means to you. What does it mean to you to be abundant? And if you would mind just going around just one word or 2 words, whatever, just sharing what abundance means for you, if you'd like to share that.
Yep. And if you'd like to pass, you can just put your hand up like this and do like that. It's kind of like in poker. Like, does everyone know poker hands?
Anyone like to share what abundance means to them?
Being your authentic self.
Authentic self.
So abundance of authenticity. I like that.
Okay. Anyone else?
Love.
Abundance of love. Okay. Yes?
I would drink from that cup.
Excellent. So write that down on the top of your papers, what that means to you, so you have a focus.
Anyone else?
Feeling at ease, like things just flow.
Abundance of ease.
Yes.
That just sounds good together, doesn't it? Abundance. I desire an abundance of ease. Actually, I have an abundance of ease. Why desire it? Let's take it now. I have an abundance of ease. For me, abundance is financial freedom to the point where money doesn't play in my decision making at all. Like, I don't want to have, I do want to have a lot of money. I was about to say I don't need to have all the money in the world, but like I want to be able to do what I want without basing my decisions on money. That's what abundance means to me, financial abundance at least.
Excellent. Thank you. Thank you. One of the things, and I believe Joseph said it, and he can clarify where it came from, but what I have heard him say is when you find your happiness, money will come. And when you find your happiness, I don't think it's just money, it's anything that your heart desires, that abundance will come. So, look for our happiness. Find our joy, find our bliss through this. Yes?
I put a
a state in where you have no desire for anything else because you have exactly what you need in that moment in time, and financial freedom.
Financial freedom.
And that's what and it wasn't any teacher that shared that, it was all of them pretty much, but that nails it right there. Like, it's not about if I can get to this over here, then I'll be happy. You know, that's the trick that we all play with each other. Like, once I have this stuff, or once I get to this level, or once I accomplish this goal, then I'll be happy. It's like, well, if you can bring the happiness in here now, then all that stuff is going to be so much easier to bring in, you know, because when we're coming from a happy space, like, we can manifest better, we can bring things in much easier.
Absolutely.
From that space of happiness.
So, okay.
Go ahead.
I don't know who said it, but one of my favorite things to say is happiness is a way of travel, not a destination.
Nice.
Yes. The journey along the way. Thank you. Yay. So what we're doing here is creating personal ceremony. Okay, where we take something that's normal, and because we're putting an intention to it, it becomes a ritual. So it enhances the energy of that intention. And I just wanted to share with you before we get started about intentions, setting intentions. And this was written in a book, and I don't have the name of the book, but it was written by, hope I say this right, Ianla Van Zandt, and what she said was, through self-examination, I found that the root cause of disappointment. And it was by not stating your true intentions very clearly at the onset of any endeavor. When you fail to do that, when you fail to let everyone involved know exactly what it is you want, chances are you will be disappointed. So the wording in it tends to be a bit dark, but I hope you get the idea of it. If we set an intention, and at the beginning of whatever we're doing, and that intention is clear, and we make sure that everyone knows it, then we have more chance of a better outcome. So that goes over with anything, any project that you start, anything that you intend to do.
Quick story. I'll make it quick. My dream coach, her name is Marcia Weeder, dreamuniversity.com, super fun lady. She's about this tall. She's tall as my mom. She's 4'10". And Marcia's dream, she's a dream coach, so it was important to her to get to her dreams, and her dream was to be on Oprah. So she just literally told everyone that she could imagine, I'm going to be on Oprah one day, I'm going to be on Oprah one day. And finally she told someone, I think it was a neighbor of hers or something, and they said, oh, well, my cousin is good friends with Oprah. And forgive me on the connection, but it was like, oh yeah, my friend knows Oprah or something like that. She's like, really? Well, let me talk to you about that. And within a month or so, she was on Oprah. Maybe a little bit longer than that. But so she voiced her intention, and because of that, the universe was able to help her out a lot more because, you know, the connection was easier to make. Everybody knew about it.
Absolutely. So 4 parts of setting an intention. One is having clarity on what it is that you want. You have understanding that you have a belief in the possibility. So truly believing that something is possible. Not just saying, wow, I want that, but really feeling that belief that something is possible. Being able to speak your intention out loud, like Marcia. Yes. Taking actions forward is the 3rd thing. So there has to be an action forward. And then the 4th one, most important thing, release all expectations of the outcome.
Don't be specific on how it comes to you, in other words.
Yes.
And that's an access consciousness thing, to add on to anything you're asking for from the universe or something better.
What was that last one thing?
Release all expectations of the outcome.
I have no expectations.
Yeah, like for me, I want a Rockstar bus for Heal It Forward to travel the planet with, or at least our country with, or something better. Like, I'm okay if it's a spaceship. I want a Rockstar bus, but if it's a spaceship, I'm okay.
Rockstar spaceship.
A Rockstar spaceship.
You ever heard of Heartwork?
I'm sorry?
Heartwork?
Heart math?
Heart work.
Heart work. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's I did a book called Heart Work.
Oh yeah, Brian Stovall turned us on to that. Right?
Yeah, and that's you're exactly what you're talking about. Is exactly how I got everything I ever wanted.
Nice.
That's awesome. So, are we ready to make a little magic?
Yes.
Yes?
Let's blend.
Okay, so to prepare a space, okay, we want to set an intention, right? But first we want to clear space. So with the fan above us, we'll see how well this lights.
Do you want it turned off or?
I was actually thinking about turning off the AC if everyone's okay on cooling, just for audio reasons. It'll be a little hard to hear, especially when I talk this low.
So when we create sacred space, one of the things first that we want to do is clear out any negative energies. Okay? So,
I was gonna do it around the room for you.
oh, okay. So first, we're gonna, and here we are. Sage, you want to talk about sage? What does sage do?
Sage is the oil of purification. And this, when it says the oil, it's also the plant, obviously. Sage has a threefold purpose. It cleanses energy and spaces, purifies the body, and opens spiritual channels. Sage is one of the most powerful energy cleansing oils. It can dismiss unwanted or heavy energies and restore harmony and balance. Sage is considered a holy plant by many ancient people. Because sage purifies the body and the environment so effectively, it creates a safe space for individuals to open spiritually.
Yes.
Perfect.
So we've saged our area that we're going to be working. We'll be saging around the room, just clearing those energies. So thank you.
You're welcome.
We have a candle. This is where we set our intention. Clear the candle. So with the candle, we're going to light it with the intention of releasing any emotions that stand in our way, of bringing an abundance, happiness, and joy into our lives. I'm going to ask for clarity, and I'm also going to ask for all who are willing to assist us in that endeavor to join us here at this time, honoring the directions. These would be the 4 directions: Mother Earth, Father Sky, and the great mystery within. Thank you. Yes. Sweep that over. And back. Thank you so much. Go with that. I'd like to head back up. So setting our attention, bringing in the support as we do the work. So you have paper with you. If you've written on one side, flip it over to the other side. And I want you to make 2 columns on it. One side, I want you to start off with I release. And the other side, you're going to list things that you're going to embrace. So as we go through the oils, we're going to go ahead and read them and listen to what resonates for you about things that the oil is going to assist you with in releasing and what the oil is going to assist you with embracing. Okay? So,
Is everyone okay temperature-wise? Can we cut the AC for a bit? Do you mind? Thank you.
and our fan is.
My fan will keep up. Oh, got it.
I don't know how to turn it off.
I think there's a button towards the bottom.
Where?
Oh yeah, you might have had it right there on the
Sorry.
That's okay.
All right. Okay. Right here.
Yay!
See have that strong intention to turn off the AC for
Clear intention. That had to be all.
Wonderful. Okay, so the first one, or the oil that we're going to blend, is going to be called Prosperity Root.
This is not a, we're using doTERRA oils. Those are the oils we choose to play with because they're pure and you can drink them. Please don't drink other oils. We're going to be making some drinkables tonight, I think. But this is not a doTERRA blend, just for the record. This is something we're making up for the first time ever in the history of the planet.
So the first oil that we're going to be using in the Prosperity Root is On Guard. And there are several oils in that blend. And there we go. So one of the first oils that's listed there is Wild Orange. So you want to talk about Wild Orange for me, please?
Sure. So wild orange is the oil of abundance. You know what? They changed it. It used to be under W, now it's under O. Do we have to pass? Oh, we'll just pass that. Orange addresses a wide variety of emotional issues. It inspires abundance, fosters creativity, supports a positive mood, restores physical energy, and aids in transition. Orange also reconnects individual with their inner child and brings spontaneity, fun, joy, and play into one's life. At its core, orange teaches the true meaning of abundance. It encourages individuals to let go of scarcity mindsets with all their manifestations, including fear, nervousness, inflexibility, workaholism, lack of humor, and the belief that there is not enough. Orange reminds the soul of the limitless supply found in nature. Fruit trees like orange give freely to all in need. Orange teaches individuals to give without the thought of compensation. In nature, there is always enough to go around. Orange encourages individuals to let go of their need to hoard, which is the epitome of scarcity. It inspires limitless solutions for problems and issues. That's what we were just talking about. One never needs to fear. Orange invites the individual to completely let go as a child does and to live from their authentic self. In our authenticity, we are abundance. Sharing, playing, relaxing, and enjoying the bounties of life, these are the gifts bestowed by orange essential oil.
Okay, so did you hear some things in there that you are willing to release and things in there that you are willing to embrace? Go ahead and write those down.
We're just going to add the
And the next oil that's in here is clove. And if you want other people to read.
Sure. Does anyone else want to read?
Say again.
Would anyone like to take a turn reading? Did we pull clove already?
Well, it's in here, so.
I know, but I was going to pass it by itself just because it's such a powerful one to smell on its own.
I didn't see it.
And Sandy's uncle too.
Right. Okay, I'll read clove. Anyone want to read, Lisa? Not so much?
They just want to be able to absorb the information. Yes.
Let me
it's
just make sure
coming
we
in.
don't have clove, because I really want to pass that one around. So. Yeah, the main smell in On Guard is cloves, so you've kind of smelled it already. And so On Guard, by the way, I like to make the connections. On Guard is also called Thieves Oil. It's our version of Thieves Oil. It's not also called that by doTERRA, but it's Thieves Oil is a blend that goes back hundreds of years. Watch half the other classes we've done, and you can hear the story. It's too long. But what I want to point out is this keeps you from getting sick because clove is the main ingredient in it that is antifungal, antibacterial, like anti-everything. And so it makes sense, right, that clove from an emotional standpoint is the oil of boundaries. So from a physical, it's about keeping all these things out of our bodies that we don't want, and from an emotional, it's the same thing. It's just energetically, it's a little bit different sphere. Clove supports individuals in letting go of victim mentality. Victims feel overly influenced by other people and outside circumstances. They perceive themselves as powerless to change their life situation. Clove supports individuals in standing up for themselves, being proactive, and feeling capable of making their own choices regardless of others' opinion or responses. Clove gives the pushover the courage to say no. It reignites the inner soul fire and can assist anytime there has been damage to the self related to childhood pain, trauma, or abuse. Clove is especially helpful for breaking free of patterns of abuse by restoring the victim's sense of self and helping them regain the strength to stand up for their needs. Clove insists that individuals live true to themselves and the divine by establishing clear boundaries. So it totally makes sense why it's such a powerful protector at the cellular level, just like it is emotionally at the human level.
Excellent. The other oil that is in here, there's a few more. Cinnamon is the next one. And so as we're reading through this, you can hear the things that are...
I looked right over it. That's clove.
Yeah.
Pass it. Let's pass it to smell it. I'm going to pass cinnamon too with a very strong warning. Cinnamon, if you touch it to your nose accidentally when you're smelling it, it will burn your nose. Cinnamon is very hot, almost as hot as oregano. Probably second place to oregano. And from an emotional healing perspective. And from a physical perspective, cinnamon is really good at balancing blood sugars and helping diabetes and whatnot, so it's really good for blood chemistry. And from an emotional perspective, it's the oil of sexual harmony. Cinnamon assists individuals in relationships where insecurities are shown by jealousy or control. It encourages the soul to let go of control and allow others to be free. If I'm not mistaken, let go has been in each of the three we've read so far. I know at least two. Letting go seems to be a theme tonight. Cinnamon can nurture strong relationships based on mutual love and respect. Where there are other insecurities covered by pretense, facade, and pride, cinnamon invites individuals to be honest and vulnerable, thereby allowing true intimacy to emerge.
But being honest and vulnerable and creating that protection and that release, that letting go, things that no longer serve you.
Is liquid abundance, fluid abundance. One more sentence. Cinnamon dispels fear of rejection and nurtures healthy sexuality. And I think that's why the Mary Magdalene energy is coming back so powerful these days for those that are into that side of things. She's my favorite spiritual teacher. What's next? Eucalyptus. How fun is eucalyptus?
That's on card. That must be a little bit less.
Why? Because eucalyptus is not so great for you and you like
No, what I
ongoing?
mean is they must not put as much in it.
This is in order. In order, we have orange first, then clove, then cinnamon, then eucalyptus, then rosemary. So yeah, towards the bottom. Eucalyptus is about wellness. The strong medicinal aroma of eucalyptus demonstrates its powerful effect upon the physical and emotional bodies. Eucalyptus oil supports the individual who is facing illness. They may get well for times in season, only to return to a common cold, allergies, or congestion in the sinuses and respiratory system. Eucalyptus encourages individuals to take full responsibility for their own health. It bestows trust that individuals' needs and desires can be met even if they allow themselves to be well. Eucalyptus teaches individuals how to claim their wholeness and heal. I heard a great one from Bashar this morning. Responsible is response-able. Like I'm able to respond. I am responsible for myself. I'm able to respond. I like stuff like that. You have the clove top? And so one thing I like to do with clove, because I'm not suggesting this for others, but clove is what dentists use to numb your lips to put a shot. So I take it and I put it all over my gums like this. And it makes everything go completely numb.
You're going to read the next paragraph.
I've done so many classes, I can have a completely numb mouth and still read. And when you drink water, it makes it worse. brings in the power of it.
Okay, so you got eucalyptus, so next one is
Rosemary.
Yes.
Rosemary. And so for rosemary, we have is the oil of knowledge in transition. Rosemary assists in the development of true knowledge and true intellect. It teaches that one can be instructed from a far greater space of understanding than the human mind. It challenges individuals to look deeper than they normally would and ask more soul-searching questions so that they may receive more inspired answers. Rosemary aids in times of transition and change. When a person is having a difficult time adjusting to a new house, school, or relationship, rosemary can assist. Rosemary teaches that we do not understand all things because we have a mortal perspective. It invites individuals to trust in a higher, more intelligent power than themselves. Trust is another theme that's coming up tonight. It supports them in feeling confident and assured during times of great change and understanding or perspective. Rosemary roots them in the true knowledge that surpasses all understanding. Well, I don't know anyone that's going through transition right now, so. Pretty much everyone I know is going through some sort of transition, if not everything. Like, I know multiple people, including myself, that they're transitioning, like, career, housing, like, health, like, everything's transforming fast. Anyone else feeling the transitions? Going through a lot of transitions? Yeah. Rosemary's huge. And so, for those feeling transitions, how does rosemary smell to you? We just passed it, right? Smelling good? Yeah, and so what I would offer is that you're either going to love it or you're going to be resistant to it if it's something that's up for you right now. And we talk about that in other emotional healing classes.
So if you love it, then
if you love it or you're resistant to it, it means that it's on your plate of emotional healing. It doesn't matter, like if you're resistant to it, it doesn't mean you're resistant to that emotional healing. It just means it's on your plate and you're eating it.
well, I understand that, but
Yeah.
if you love it, then that means
Your body's telling you, please. The way your body speaks to you is through loves and resistances. If there's a like or a neutrality, not so much. Your body's not communicating with you about it.
oh, so if you have no reaction to it, then you don't really need it.
Correct. I mean, from an emotional healing perspective, yeah. And normally,
It's
if
not
you,
coming up for you.
in the analysis I've done with people, if you have an oil that's coming up for you a lot due to your physical symptoms, ailments, diseases, whatever, you're going to either love or be resistant to that oil. I've never seen an exception.
Gotcha.
That may not be true. I may have missed an exception. I've never noticed an exception. Excellent. And so this
Okay.
is the food abundance we're making first, correct?
Prosperity rate.
Oh, okay. So let's...
That's okay, but that's also, all that information is going into.
Got it. Because On Guard's going in both.
Yes.
Got it. And one's going to be drinkable, one's going to be not.
Mhm.
And the fluid abundance is drinkable.
Yes, it's fluid.
And the roots we're putting on feet and body, not drinkable.
Yes.
We've got that.
What makes the oils drinkable or not drinkable?
That's a great question. Most essential oils are not drinkable just due to their nature of not being completely pure. So these are all pure. There's some examples of like our Terra Shield, which is our bug repellent, has citronella. Citronella is safe on the skin, don't want to drink it. Breathe has camphor in it. Safe on the skin, breathing it in, totally don't want to drink camphor. I don't know what's in Deep Blue that you wouldn't want to drink. There's some oils that you look at every ingredient in the blend and you're like, well, that should be drinkable, but it's not. And so to find out if it's drinkable or not, like Balance is not, so there's no little white box. If there's a white box that says supplemental facts on it from doTERRA, that means it's drinkable. But basically, there's some of the ones have just not been approved. And like, for example, vanilla is not approved for consumption, apparently, because all the blends that have vanilla are not approved for consumption, which is odd, but the way it is. And maybe one day they'll be approved. Not sure. But until then.
So the next oil that we're going to be using is Balance. And the first oil in that blend is spruce.
Would you like to read that? You still testing me for my numb mouth? So spruce is the oil of spruce is the oil of stability. Spruce is both grounding and stabilizing. Of all the grounding oils, spruce is the most effective. That's a brash statement. It is especially helpful in times of crisis, shock, or trauma. During such experiences, a person's energy may splinter, causing emotional disruption. Spruce stabilizes an individual's energy, helping them return to a grounded, balanced state. Spruce has mastered the art of energy conservation. Through their wise use of energy, spruce trees are able to retain their vitality, color, and brilliance all year round. Spruce teaches individuals how to regulate their physical energy by listening to their body's rhythms and needs. It offers a model of vitality and longevity through living in harmony with nature's cycles and seasons. Spruce can also assist individuals who feel depleted of energy to regenerate and renew themselves. It helps those who struggle with extreme moods to find balance and moderation. In short, spruce encourages the soul to live in harmony with nature and the body by exercising wisdom in how energy is used. Pretty intelligent tree. I don't read spruce that often. That's good.
No, that was good.
It doesn't come up a lot in analysis, so I get to read it enough.
But very grounding. You're releasing difficulties, trauma. And yes, that goes to that.
Thanks for using that word trauma, because that sums up a lot of what I go through.
Right. So if abundance to you is happiness and joy, and that's the type of abundance you want to bring in, releasing the things that are causing pain, that supports that. Okay, the next oil in that blend is rosewood.
Just put 1 drop of cinnamon in that oil just to burn myself a little more. Okay. Does it say that in the where's balance?
Balance. What do you ask?
Balance is over
Balance.
there. Over there.
It's right there.
Let's just see what we have here. Because spruce, whole wood, frankincense, blue tansy, blue chamomile, and coconut oil. So what happened was, good example of why doTERRA is a great company. They were no longer able to sustainably produce rosewood. So that book is a little older than this bottle.
Ah, thank you
So,
for the
yeah.
clarity. So,
That means that we don't have whole wood to read. But you can imagine whole wood would be pretty balancing, right? I don't know why.
Wood.
Whole, H-O, wood. And so, yeah, balance formula was changed because they were no longer able to pull as much oil from the rosewood trees as fast as they could grow the rosewood trees. So they just changed the ingredients and started pulling from a different tree.
When did they do that?
About 6 months ago. Early this year. Early 2014.
So how is that one? Because I have an older one.
Yeah.
Is that a newer one?
Oh, you mean you want to read well, we can read rosewood a little bit.
No, I'm just curious on the
why
smell.
not?
if yours
You can
is,
smell the difference.
if you would like to share yours and put yours in here with the rosewood, that would be lovely.
Sure. So we'll read a little bit about rosewood because I think tonight, oh wow, certainly.
Right?
Yeah, it needs to be in there if we have it. Rosewood supports highly sensitive individuals who struggle to cope with stresses of life. We only have about 3/4 of the room are empaths here tonight. It supports those who are overstimulated or who experience life as painful because of their acute sensitivities. Under stress, some sensitive souls have a tendency to disconnect from their body. Feeling overwhelmed, they may attempt to numb themselves through excessive mental activity or addictive behaviors. These habits are used as an escape from the body and physical reality. The individual falsely believes that by distancing themselves from reality, they will feel safe. Ironically, true safety comes through connecting with physical reality and being present in the body. Conversely, other individuals may attempt to overly control or order their environment. They may also create an emotional facade or acceptable personality that they use to relate to the world. They believe these measures create a safety buffer. However, no amount of control or creation of a false persona can truly help the individual feel safe. Rosewood envelops the hypersensitive soul with warm, nurturing energy. It teaches that the physical body acts as a buffer between the sensitive soul and the physical environment, helping them feel more self-contained and protected. Through Rosewood's gentle support, the soul is brought into greater union with its earthly experience and physical surroundings.
Okay. So I'm going to also suggest, even though that oil is not in here, those intentions were spoken.
Oh, sure.
So that energy is present.
Yeah, and molecularly, to dork it out science size, whole wood and rosewood are very similar, which means emotionally, I'm sure they have similar properties as well.
Next is blue tansy.
Blue tansy is going to be a powerful one for this blend. I'm going to call this the workhorse of the blend, the blue tansy. This is what gives the balance of blue tint to it. And if, yeah.
Wow.
Show this. Can you just twirl this in front of the camera there so they can see it blend? Yeah, so you can see the blue at the top and then maybe twirl it and they'll see it go in. There you go. So yeah, that's...
How many drops of each one are you putting in? Like, do you have a formula?
Absolutely.
Do you know what it is, or you only know after you put them in? I was just curious about the ratios.
Like 5 each.
Well, because we're doing this to divide it up. So it's done until I'm told to stop. How's that?
Okay.
And when you go to make these blends for yourself, you'll know how much you're going to need of each one.
Right.
And I swear this is true, and I'm a scientist, and I would have called myself a crackerjack for even saying this 5 years ago. But like, you can turn it about 90 degrees, and it'll drip, 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 and then it'll just stop. I've done this with 2 different vials. I'm holding like 2 different vials because I'm making a blend for me, and I'm making a blend for my friend, and I'm putting different oils in, and I would do like this 90 degrees, and it go drip, 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 and I go to the next one, drip, drip. I swear to you, and I know a lot of people are thinking, yeah, whatever, dude. I'm telling you, the oils know which they know that there was 2 different vials for 2 different people. And again, I can't explain that with normal science. I can explain it with metaphysical science, but it's crazy. And I would not have believed it unless I've seen it, not only seen it so many times, but seen it duplicated so many times. And so when you're going to make a blend, when you turn it, the oil tells you when to stop dripping it. It'll like drip, 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 and you're like, oh, okay, enough. And is that what's happening tonight, kind of?
That
Or
is
do you
what's
do-
happening.
do you have a different-
That is what's, well,
That's kind of what I do.
because these are a blend, and as you keep going, I keep putting more in, or
Got
I keep adjusting it.
Oh, nice.
So
Based
it's
on,
the energy of what's coming
Nice.
through for everyone.
and I'm reading more. If y'all notice, sometimes I'm reading a third of it, and sometimes I'm reading all of it, based on again the energy and what's I'm feeling. And so if I'm reading more, she's putting more. So we're all tuning up together.
Yeah, so blue tansy.
Blue tansy is the oil of inspired action. Supports those who resist acting on what they know to be right. Instead of heeding their conscience, they facilitate and procrastinate. I feel like Jesse Jackson there for a moment. Their will becomes paralyzed as they deny their inner guidance. The repression of conscience causes a loss of vital energy. Instead of being energized from within, the individual feels lethargic, drained, apathetic, sluggish, and exhausted. Blue tansy invites individuals to manifest their inspiration through action. This is especially important when there is a desire to retreat or self-sabotage. Blue tansy encourages individuals to live in alignment with what they know to be true. By mobilizing the will, blue tansy supports individuals in manifesting their vision. It encourages them to accept all that is, including emotional setbacks and other challenges which must be overcome to actualize inspiration. Blue tansy demands personal mastery, purposeful action, and achieving one's fullest potential.
Oh, so pretty powerful.
Yeah.
I mean, how nice would it be to release self-sabotage? Yes?
Yeah, I wrote
Yeah?
that down.
And,
Oh,
and
yeah.
really getting in line with inspired action and be able to move forward on it. I mean, how would that bring abundance into your life? Wow. How cool is that? The other one is frankincense. It's the other one that kept getting brought up tonight.
Good old Frank has come up many
Yes.
times.
Is blue going around?
I'll pass it back around.
Balance. Yeah, the other oil that blue tansy, and that's where the blue and deep blue comes from.
Oh, you don't actually have the blue tansy by
Oh, wait. No, they
And they don't make blue tansy by itself. doTERRA does.
Yeah. It's only in the blends.
Oh, really?
But you can smell it in there.
It has a very, is that what's it's kind of like it hits you like right about here, and it's like up, kind of has a.
It can.
Kind of has a. I don't know how to explain that scent.
It's a happy smell.
Yeah.
I've never smelled blue tansy by itself. I would love to one day. In fact, I'm hoping that's what they
Like a
announce as a new
sweetness
product
to it.
next month in the
It's one of
convention.
my favorite oils.
Yeah, it's. I mean, I love reading it. And so when I read these, especially for those that y'all know, like frankincense, I want you to just consider, doesn't this make sense? Because it's almost like remembering what an oil is. Like lemon is the oil of focus. That doesn't surprise you, right? And frankincense is the oil of truth. Doesn't it just smell like truth? So can we pass some frank around? Do you have some frank to pass around, Heatherly? I might have it here. Oh, here we go.
I can give it to you.
I don't know. I got it here. So let's smell that guy as we go around. Frankincense reveals deceptions and false truths. It invites individuals to let go of lower vibrations, lies, deceptions, and negativity. There's let go again. This oil helps create new perspectives based on light and truth. There's truth again. Frankincense recalls to memory spiritual understanding, gifts, wisdom, and knowledge the soul brought into the world. It is a powerful cleanser of spiritual darkness. Frankincense assists in pulling the scales of darkness from the eyes, the barriers from the mind, and the walls from the heart. Through connecting the soul with its inner light, this oil reveals the truth. Frankincense supports in creating a healthy attachment with one's father. It assists in spiritual awakening and helps an individual feel the fatherly love of the divine. When one has felt abandoned or forgotten, frankincense reminds them that they are loved and protected. While this oil is incredibly powerful, it is also gentle, like a loving father who nurtures, guides, and protects. Frankincense shields the body and soul from negative influences and assists the soul in its spiritual evolution. Enhancing practices of prayer and meditation, this oil opens spiritual channels that allow an individual to connect to God. Through the light and power of frankincense, the individual can draw closer to divinity, healthy masculinity, and the grandeur of the true self.
Beautiful.
I embrace
Did
truth.
you hear things that really resonated for you in there? Excellent.
Lies. I release you.
Is that balanced?
That's the front. Oh, no, it is the back.
Okay, just making sure. Because it was going around.
It's also very grounding though too. Frankincense is also very grounding.
Frankincense is very grounding. And we haven't mentioned that in this class yet. The citrus is all about mood uplifting, and the woods are all about grounding. And so, like, balance is our balancing blend is our grounding blend. So it's all, woods, rooty. Oh, I have a quick $1 million idea. Actually, it's probably $1,000 idea. You take fans like this. You have 4 fans in any yoga room, meditation room, whatever. Have you heard this idea before?
No.
You take 4 fans. On each fan, it has a different wood blades. So you have a frankincense fan, a vetiver fan, a sandalwood fan, and a patchouli fan. And you rub the fan blades. The fan blades already have that wood as the blades, and then you rub them with that oil. And then you could vary the rates of the speeds of the fan. And as you walk through the room, you would have different blends hitting you. Like it would every step would be a different smell and a different blend and different percentages of them hitting each other. You could do that with 8, 12, 20 fans going.
It's Bruce.
Like per blade or just the fan itself?
I'm so going to do that one day with my abundance. What's that?
Per fan? Per blade or per fan?
Well, you could do one fan and just do each, and you don't even have to have the woods. You can just put 4 woods on one fan. But to me, it'd be more fun to have different fans so you could vary the rates of each fan. And like, let's crank the frankincense up and turn the sandalwood down. And let's crank the sandalwood up. We're going to do that with the drums later.
Awesome.
Okay, so ready for next oil?
I am.
Is cypress. Or, I'm sorry, this one's ginger.
Okay.
Cypress is in there. Ginger.
That's in balance?
Nope, it's a single oil that we're going to be adding to our prosperity root.
Yeah, and you'll see why we added this one.
Yeah, because then I was like, that didn't seem like it was in balance.
Right.
Single
So
oil.
ginger is the oil of empowerment. And by the way, for those of us that have codependent relationships in the past, the upgrade from codependent relationships is co-empowered relationships. So ginger's a great oil for that too. Ginger oil holds no reservations. And I almost want to, like every time I read about ginger oil, I want to read it differently. So I'm just going to do that. It has a purpose and it will fulfill it. Ginger powerfully persuades individuals to be fully present and participate in life. It teaches that to be successful in life, one must be fully committed to it. Ginger addresses deep patterns of victim mentality. A victim mentality is evidenced by feelings of powerlessness, believing everything is outside of one's control, refusing to take responsibility for life, or blaming life circumstances on other people or outside influences. Y'all notice responsibility is becoming a theme tonight as well.
Mm-hmm.
The victim feels stuck as they decentralize or disown responsibility and blame others for their misfortunes. Ginger empowers individuals in taking complete responsibility for their life circumstances. It infuses a warrior-like mentality based on personal integrity, centralized responsibility, and individual choice. Here, the individual sees themselves as the creator of their own life. No longer waiting for outside circumstances to change, they choose their own destiny. The empowered individual assumes full responsibility and accountability for the consequences of their actions or inactions. That's a powerful oil. And from doing the analysis I do with people, ginger, there's a few like this, but ginger is very polarizing. People either love it or they're very resistant to it. Not many people are like, ginger's okay. And if you notice that, people are like, I hate ginger. Oh, I love ginger. People get passionate about it. Because we're all on this planet, we all have empowerment up for us right now. Does that make sense?
Awesome. So our next oil is clary sage.
Did you have a question?
Well, it's funny you say that because I didn't really I felt kind of neutral with that.
Nice. Exception to the rule. I love exceptions.
Because I really tried to assess it.
Did you put it in your mouth?
No, but
Let's put it in your mouth and see if you're still neutral to it.
Alright.
No, it's very strong, and I know you're careful with accelerants. It's as accelerant as they
I
come.
was gonna dab my finger and taste it.
Yeah. I would bet that you're either going to love it or not love it. It won't be in the middle. And it's very strong. It's not hot, it's just strong. It's a little bit spicy hot, but it's mostly just strong.
Okay, so as I put this in, do you want to clarify some of the things that this oil helps release, ginger?
Sure.
So anyone want to share?
Anyone want to share
what stood out for them?
Power. Responsibility.
To embrace.
Yes.
Embrace the power and responsibility. Very, very good. And releasing.
Releasing.
Because this is very powerful, so it's going to.
You said
Help you release.
commitment, right? Being committed.
Victim mentality, feeling powerless.
Yeah, so yeah, be committed to being present, and that's what I got out of it. Didn't you read something about being committed with the ginger?
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. Our next oil is clary sage. And y'all are wearing this, so I'm going to hold on to it.
Yep.
We're what?
I'm going to hold on to this because we're all wearing it.
The
Yeah.
whole class is wearing it.
Yeah, we played with clary sage before class in the kitchen, and I was mentioning that I talked with the guy that wrote this book, Daniel McDonald, for a few hours one day. I did an analysis with him, actually. And clary sage came up, and he told me that it was the oil of the void space. And it doesn't say that in his book, but I think that's a powerful thing to add, that it is the oil of getting you into the void space. So very powerful for meditation, spiritual practice. Incredibly powerful oil. So emotionally, it's the oil of clarity and vision. Clary sage assists individual in changing their perceptions. It gives courage to see the truth. One of the finest oils for the brow chakra, also known as the third eye, clary sage dispels darkness and illusion, helping a person to see their limiting belief systems. Clary sage encourages individuals to remain open to new ideas and new perspectives. It can assist during a healing crisis when a drastic change of perception is required. Clary sage opens the soul to new possibilities and experiences. Clary sage assists in opening creative channels and clearing creative blocks. It eliminates distractions from the mind and assists individuals in finding a state of emptiness where creative forces may be realized. Clary Sage teaches the spirit how to use its divinely given gifts and is especially helpful in clarifying spiritual vision. It assists in developing the gift of discernment. Clary Sage invites individuals to expand their vision and accept the reality of the spiritual world. Man, that ginger was kicking my butt reading that. Loving it. I'm kicking ginger and cinnamon together, y'all. It's pretty magical, ginger and cinnamon. Drinking cinnamon to chase the zoo.
It's nice in the water.
Does anyone want to try
Very, very good.
I
just a
do.
touch
Yes.
of the
But
cinnamon?
I still didn't have much of a reaction to it.
No reaction to the ginger?
No, because
Like I said, so I can speak personally about you a little bit, right?
Yes.
So you've had a very challenging health battle your whole life. So a lesson for you in this life has been empowerment. Like you're very
Yeah.
empowered. You take care of yourself. You're independent. So like I would offer that empowerment may not be a lesson that's big for you right now. You're already empowered. Like,
Yeah.
so whereas most of us are still working on becoming empowered, your life path has led you to a place where
And that's what I'm feeling.
you're empowered already. You got that.
Well, because part of it is, you said it's being present and strength.
Yeah.
Too. And so maybe part of it is just that I help empower others through that journey that I've
Yeah.
had to go through.
Absolutely.
Oh, can I taste your cinnamon water?
Cinnasage.
Just making sure it's not too strong. If it gets on your lips, it will burn.
Cinnasage?
There's your warning.
That's what's in there?
No, I was hitting ginger and backing it up with cinnamon. That's just cinnamon.
The next one is cypress. And I'll pass this around, so keep passing it around quickly
Take a
so I can
tease
get
of
it
that.
back over here.
Yeah, it kind of like hits your root chakra.
It hits something. Yeah, I think it's more sacral chakra, but probably both actually.
Where's the sacral chakra?
Right above the root.
Wow.
Cool.
It's not
Isn't that the solar plex?
solar plex. That's what I mean. Sacral. Yeah, solar plex.
And what's this one? Cypress. Ooh.
Cypress is the oil of motion and flow. This powerful oil creates energetic flow and emotional catharsis. Stagnant energies are brought into motion through the fluid energy of this oil. Cypress works in the heart and mind, creating flexibility. Cypress teaches the soul how to let go of the past by moving with the flow of life. Are y'all getting this theme yet? Do we need to have it in every single oil? Let go, let go, let go. This oil is especially indicated for individuals who are mentally or emotionally stuck, stiff, rigid, tense,
Oh, God.
overstriving, or have perfectionistic tendencies. This hard driving stems from fear and the need to control. The individual tries to force things in life rather than allowing them to unfold naturally. Cypress encourages individuals to cast aside their worries and let go of control so they can enjoy the thrill that comes from being alive. It reminds individuals that damnation is simply the discontinuation of growth and development. Cypress shows how to have perfect trust in the flow of life. Wow. And I don't usually read this, but I'm going to read it for this one. Emotions addressed, controlling, fear, perfectionism, rigidity, stuck, and tense.
That's like me right there.
There's your oil. How does it smell to you?
I dislike it with a passion.
Nice
That's
one.
why
Perfect.
it's perfect.
Wow.
Play with it. Play with it.
Yeah.
And the moment I smelled that, I was like, I knew that because I dislike it with a passion.
Excellent. Our next oil is thyme.
Nice.
T-Y-M-E.
And you know, I haven't even connected this lately, but I don't play with oregano because it's one of those that's like for people that are really, really sick, and I haven't been sick in 10 years, so I don't play with oregano. But I don't like the smell of it. But I never really took my own advice and looked at it until the other day. I looked at it, it's like the oil of humility. I sign my emails right now, your non-humble servant, Joseph Zenner. If anyone gets emails from me, I sign my email because I don't believe the word humble is the word I want to be using because it means to disempower yourself.
I don't think so.
Well, look it up. The word humble means to disempower yourself, but to empower others. I know. It's one of those words that a lot of people love the word, and I want to be humble, and I want to be humble. Look up the word and tell me if you still want to be humble. But so I was very resistant to that word, and here's the oil of, oil of humility. I was like, oh my God, no way. And non-attachment. Okay, so Joseph, get back on track and stop taking us on tangents. I heard your message. I'm just teasing. You didn't get it. That was me. All me. Thyme smells a little like oregano to me.
Yep.
So time is the oil of releasing and forgiving.
Are you doing regular or common?
Time. I took us on a tangent, but I brought us right back. Brought us right back home. Time is one of the most powerful cleansers of the emotional body and assists in addressing trapped feelings which have been buried for a long time. It reaches deep within the body and soul, searching for unresolved negativity. Time brings to the surface old, stagnant feelings. It is particularly helpful in treating the toxic emotions of hate, rage, anger, and resentment, which cause the heart to close. Time empties the soul of all negativity, leaving the heart wide open. In this state of openness, an individual begins to feel tolerance and patience for others. As the heart opens more and more, it is able to receive love and offer forgiveness. Time teaches it's time to move forward and let go. Big surprise. As individuals forgive, they free themselves from emotional bondage. Time transforms hate and anger into love and forgiveness. And I just want to say something because I studied conscious language so much, and Bob Stevens talks about how we want to be careful what we say. And I'm going to offer that for me, I no longer say I want to open my heart, because I don't. I want to expand my feelings. I want to, feel my heart. I want to be in my heart. I want to speak from my heart. I want to come from my heart, but I don't want to open my heart. And what he says is when people started talking about let's open our hearts, let's open our hearts, let's open our hearts, that's when open heart surgery started happening on the planet. So be careful with language there. So just pointing that out.
I had a similar instance with a friend who would always say, "Oh, that hurts my heart," and she ended up with a heart issue. So, yeah, being very conscious of how we move forward.
Speak it into existence.
Yes,
Yep.
abracadabra.
And I'm going to take this on a poop tangent real quick.
Oh, yay!
Yay! So letting go has come up so many times. Letting go is the colon. Totally makes sense, right? And so, and what I've taught in other classes is like when you go to poop, if you squeeze the whole time, what happens is your colon squeezes some out and squeezes some back up when you're squeezing too much. And so what you do is you start the colon working and you let the colon do its job and don't squeeze the whole time. And I was pooping wrong for 40 years. I mean, I'm serious. And now I do like a ceremony, but when I start needing to, I'll start thinking, what do I need to let go of? And I'll sit down, I'll get it started, and I'll let the colon do its work, and I think about what I'm letting go of. Then I stand up, I look down, I say thank you for delivering me the experience you delivered me, and thank you for being a part of my life as you have, very intimately a part of my life inside of me. And now it's time for you to go. Thank you for your service. And it's so much more fun. It's like every poop is a letting go ceremony for me. And so like I don't even know, like now I'm like, what do I need to let go of now, man? I take 3 poops a day. I've been doing this for 6 months. Not a whole lot to let go of anymore. So, not telling you to do that, just telling you about my weirdness.
That was beautiful.
No, I completely get it and understand it though.
What's that?
I completely get it and understand it.
Okay, so what stood out for people with time? You want to share?
Oh, anger,
Anger?
releasing anger,
Mm-hmm.
and embracing forgiveness.
Yeah, beautiful, beautiful. And, very important for abundance.
Yeah, and that has to do with the liver, by the way, because your anger is stored in the liver.
Excellent. Thank you. Our next oil is white fur.
Ooh.
We're going to go deep.
Let's go
We
there.
are going deep. We wanted to go deep.
We did. Set the intention.
We did.
We passing that one around?
We are.
Time is kicking my butt.
Did you eat it too?
White fur is the oil of generational healing. White fur addresses generational issues. Patterns and traditions are passed down from family member to family member. Some of these patterns are positive while others are negative and destructive. Examples of negative patterns may include addiction, abuse, alcoholism, anger, codependency, eating disorders, pride, the need to be right, etc. White fur assists the individual in unearthing these negative patterns from the hidden recesses of the body and soul. As they are brought to the light of consciousness, they can be dealt with and put to rest. The individual can choose not to participate in destructive family patterns and thereby break the tradition. White fur aids this process and increases an individual's chance for success. In breaking these patterns, it offers a refuge of spiritual protection and helps individuals stay true to the path of healing, even if their family members oppose them in leaving behind their traditions. Thank goodness for that.
How powerful.
Super powerful.
So if for some reason there were some generational patterns, family patterns holding you back, this is the opportunity to release those so you can move forward.
For me, it was having to break the cycle.
Break cycle.
I was just thinking that, what can we
Beautiful.
erase from this oil? And it's a cycle breaker.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Peggy C.
Biology of Belief, Bruce Lipton, great book on this subject of being able to let go. You know, some people think that health-wise we're really trapped into our genes, and we're really not. There's an expression that's available, and our environment and our thoughts create most of our reality, well, most of our health and all of our reality. So, you know, people that think, well, it's in my genes, and no, that's not true. Like, you can change everything when you're with your environment and your thoughts. Literally.
Yay. I love that one.
Yeah, that was
Yes.
And this is all going in the prosperity.
Absolutely. The prosperity root.
Hallelujah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of oils that are going into this dude.
The next one is geranium.
Yeah. Bring it on.
Geranium they call poor man's rose. It's the oil of love and trust, which is interesting because rose is divine love. Geranium restores confidence in the innate goodness of others and in the world. It facilitates trust, especially when an individual has lost trust in others due to difficult life circumstances. It also assists in reestablishing a strong bond to one's mother and father. When there has been a loss of trust in relationships, geranium encourages emotional honesty, love, and forgiveness. It fosters receptivity to human love and connection. Just so y'all are getting it, y'all seeing trust as one of the other major themes, right? Geranium heals the broken heart. It encourages emotional honesty by facilitating the emergence of grief or pain that has been suppressed. Geranium softens anger and assists in healing emotional wounds. It assists in reopening the heart so that love may flow freely. Indeed, geranium could be called the emotional healer. Geranium is a gentle oil, perfect for babies and children. It nurtures the inner child and supports in reparenting this aspect of the self. The individual who has a difficult time accessing their emotions can be supported by geranium as it leads away from the logical mind and into the warmth and nurture of the heart. At its root, geranium heals the heart, instills unconditional love, and fosters trust.
Excellent. Unconditional love and trust. And
I'll
being able
embrace
to
that.
move forward in our abundance, having that ability to love unconditionally and to trust where we're going, to trust ourselves, especially. What a beautiful thing. Okay, we're almost done with the geranium. Excellent. We have one more oil to add to this.
Sorry.
Roman chamomile. It's our next oil.
My current favorite. This goes right on with what I coach. Ridiculousness. Roman chamomile is the oil of spiritual purpose. It supports an individual in discovering and living their true life purpose. Regardless of what they do for a living, chamomile helps them find purpose and meaning in their lives. As individuals live from the center of their beings, they find a power and a purpose that is indescribable. They feel more at peace and more calm. Chamomile softens the personality, easing the overactive ego mind. It restores one's confidence to do what they came here to do. Like a guardian angel, chamomile leads the soul to where it needs to be and what it needs to be doing. Roman chamomile assists a person in shedding the meaningless activities that consume their lives so that they can focus on a more fulfilling work, even the work of their own souls. That might be the most powerful sentence in the book.
Mm-hmm.
Chamomile assists in feeling connected to and supported by divine helpers and guides. It calms insecurities about following one's spiritual path. People fear and believe that if they do what they love, they will end up destitute. Roman chamomile says, do what you love and everything will be a success. That is a powerful prayer.
Do what you love and everything will be a success.
Yep.
I will pass this around, but I wanted to put it in here first. So, perfect.
Oh, look. Let him show the camera. Do you see the 3 layers?
Oh, that's awesome.
Look at that.
That's pretty.
Look, that's really pretty.
Yeah.
That is wild. We're talking about different different flashpoints and different molecular densities here separating into their parts. How fun is this?
Very cool.
Is anyone else
We
getting
made a
excited?
rainbow. We made a rainbow in there. So that's very
is-
cool.
That is some cool prosperity root right there.
And you too can do this at home. So we have a lid for this?
I want to mention real quickly, because this is somewhat of a blending class, one of the coolest things about essential oils is you can take any 3 oils or any X amount of oils. Even 2. Yeah, you could even do this with 2 oils. So let's say I take lemon, peppermint, lavender, 3 completely different smelling oils, and I mix them in the exact same amounts but in different orders. It not only makes something that molecularly is different, but it has different healing properties, it has different emotional properties, it has different physical properties. It turns into a different animal according to how you mix it. So if I take those 3 oils and split each one into 3 samples of each oil, now I have 9 oils, and I mix those 9 in different orders, now I have that many different oils. And so you can see very quickly that there's an infinite amount of blends you can make. So if you were going to reproduce what we make here tonight, you not only would have to know how many drops we used, which you won't ever know, but you'd have to know the order. So it's just an interesting fact of blending and why it's so cool to blend, because there's never going to be an end to what we can create. I'm done dorking it out.
Awesome. Okay, so do we have a lid for this? Can you pull a lid for this for me
Yes.
for a second, and then we're going to mix that up. So this was our first blend that we did. It's our prosperity root, and you've all written down things that have come to you through the readings, things to release, things to embrace. And on the white pieces of paper, and good thing we have more, I'm going to have you write an intention, okay, a clear intention of what you specifically want to release, okay? And then we can take that and we can burn it later.
Tell them why you burn it.
I gotta share with you. This
That
is my fun.
releases.
You can keep
Fun
talking.
with
I'm just having fun.
that. It releases it to the universe, so it can transform back into love and light. So we're not pushing it away. We're not resisting it. We are releasing it and transforming it. Okay. So beautiful. The other thing that we were going to do tonight is the fluid abundance. And in that, we are utilizing the On Guard, which we've already discussed. And that goes there.
So all we need to cover is
Goes
the
there.
Slim and Sassy.
So all we have to cover is the Slim and Sassy. And in the Slim and Sassy, we've already covered ginger, cinnamon. And so the only ones that we need to go over are grapefruit, lemon, and peppermint.
So let's do a recap of what went into prosperity root.
Okay, so prosperity root is our On Guard, balance.
And I'll cover them real quick. So On Guard is clove, cinnamon, orange, eucalyptus, and rosemary.
Yeah.
Right? And then balance is whole wood, spruce, frankincense,
Blue tansy.
blue tansy, and blue chamomile.
Not blue chamomile.
Yeah. It's in there. It's not in here. It's not in the book, but it's in it's in the oil.
All right. Cypress, clary sage, ginger, thyme was in there. Oh, that's the balance. Okay.
Is anyone buzzing yet?
Yeah, thyme, white fir, and and geranium,
You said Roman chamomile.
Roman chamomile.
Awesome.
That is open.
And so what we're going to do here is, what's that? We can
So you mix it up.
So what we're going to do here is mix this guy up and then split it. What I would do is split it into 3 bottles this size and then fill it with coconut oil so that you have a little bit of a cutter in it. And this is something that's going to go on the feet, the brain stem, behind the ears, if you like the smell of it, under the nose, all the way down the spine. I mean, if you want to put it all the way down your spine, that's a great way to play.
So one of the things that you can do also is putting the drops, of course, in your non-dominant hand and with your finger, rotating it 3 times, and bring up those intentions of what you want to embrace, because we're going to be releasing tonight. Okay, we're clear what this oil helps us release, but what we want to focus on is what we want to embrace. So we'll be burning the pieces of paper tonight of what you want to let go of. So as you use the oil, do that with intention. Think about the things that you want to embrace and then apply it on the body. Does that make sense? So this is part of the action steps. We've made the oil, we're going to utilize the oil, and then you're going to move forward with the oil and see how that comes through in your life. Okay?
Can you release more than one?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh.
Write out the list of what it is that you want to release.
So you can write it all down?
You
All
can-
this right here?
If that's what you want to release, or you want to just focus on some tonight, and do more as you go, it's up to you.
Well, I have a few that I really would like to get rid of.
We can do that.
So do we still need to read a few oils?
Just a few: grapefruit, lemon, and peppermint.
And so just to be clear, we've we've read everything that went into the prosperity root. And we've read most, because there's a lot of carryover, we've read most of what's going into fluid abundance. Fluid abundance is the drinkable one though, so we had to pull a lot of these out for fluid abundance because they're not drinkable. And some of them that are drinkable are just too dang hot to suggest to put in a blend of drinkables, because we don't want anyone to get hurt on our watch. Or drink an oil that's too hot and burn their lips or whatever. So we want to start with grapefruit?
Yes.
So grapefruit, from a science perspective, is what we use for appetite suppression. It's in all the diet blends. It's in Slim and Sassy, which is the oil. There's just 2 oils that go in the fluid abundance, right?
Yes.
Slim and Sassy and On Guard. So we're keeping it very simple for this one to be drinkable. You just add these 2 oils together. There's actually some carryover. Both of these oils have cinnamon, and they both have a citrus. One has lemon, one has orange. Grapefruit is the oil of honoring the body. Grapefruit teaches true respect and appreciation for one's physical body. It supports individuals who struggle to honor their physical body and are caught in patterns of mistreatment. Grapefruit teaches that no amount of food can fill a hole in the heart. Only love can do that. As the individual takes ownership of their feelings and gets the help they need in addressing them, they no longer have a need to hide their feelings behind food, body abuse, strict regimes, eating disorders, or other forms of addiction. Emotions addressed: hate for the body, addiction to food, or dieting, eating disorders, anxiety over appearance. What else? Oh, what's missing from Slim and Sassy? We have lemon.
Lemon.
We already covered ginger. We haven't covered
Just
peppermint.
Lemon and peppermint.
Okay. So lemon. Oh, perfect. So lemon is the oil of focus. While lemon supports the emotional body, its major effects are experienced in the mental field. The crisp scent of lemon oil improves one's ability to focus. Lemon is a wonderful aid for children struggling with school. It teaches individuals to be mentally present by focusing on one thing at a time. Lemon dispels confusion and bestows clarity, 2 of our themes as well. It counterbalances mental fatigue due to too much studying or reading. Lemon restores energy, mental flexibility, and the drive to complete a project. Emotionally, lemon inspires a natural playfulness and buoyancy in the heart. It assists in releasing feelings of depression by restoring feelings of joy and happiness. Lemon inspires joyful involvement in the present moment by infusing the soul with energy, confidence, and alertness.
Excellent. And then peppermints.
So peppermint is the oil of a buoyant heart. Peppermint brings joy and buoyancy to the heart and soul. Heart has been another theme tonight. I've heard that word 10 times. It invigorates body, mind, and spirit and reminds individuals that life can be happy and there's nothing to fear. It lifts an individual out of their emotional trials for a short reprieve. When an individual uses peppermint, they feel as though they're gliding through life. It assists in staying on the surface of emotional issues like a water skier on a lake. The power of peppermint can be felt most in times of discouragement or depression. When individuals disheartened, they may use peppermint to rediscover the joy of being alive. However, a person may also abuse the properties of peppermint oil. If it is used as a permanent escape to avoid dealing with emotional pain, it can hinder growth and progress. Peppermint should not be used in this way. It aids individuals who need a sharp breather. At times, a reprieve is necessary before re-entering emotional waters. We are not meant to wade in the shallow end forever. When it is accepted and embraced, emotional pain serves as a teacher. Peppermint can assist an individual in regaining the strength needed to face their emotional reality. And this goes back to one of my favorite spiritual teachers, Teal Swan, talks a lot recently about how for a while all the teachers like Abraham Hicks and Bashar was all like, follow your joy, follow your highest excitement, get out of your negative mood and move towards the thing. And Teal did a video called Spirituality 2.0, which was about instead of running from your negative emotions, stop, turn around, face the thunderstorm, and run right towards the middle of it, and actually allow yourself to feel, process it, and let that stuff go, like feel it, allow it. Helen Race teaches that too. When you can feel something and allow it, and then put it in the toilet and flush it down and let it go, but give it the respect and the allowance to be there. In fact, Helen Race offers to put a three-minute alarm and just sit in that negative emotion, negative being in quotes, that you don't like until you're so sick of it, and you're just not going to want it again for a while. And when it comes back, set another 3-minute alarm.
Excellent. Thank you so much. So using the On Guard and the Slim and Sassy, you can just have the bottles, just add it to water, and have that with you throughout the day.
Let's do a
Or
little bitty guy.
you can do a blend. Mix them together. I don't have it anymore.
You don't have the what?
I thought it was over here, but
Slim and Sassy?
it seems to. I think it ran around.
Let's go.
Aha.
I don't know that it even made it around.
Nope.
We have paper cups, so paper is good enough. We can take some fluid abundant shots.
Mhm.
Go ahead. Sorry. You were talking.
No, that's okay. So add it to water, and again, as you're doing it, go over that intention. This is to help bring in that happiness and that joy, so we can experience that and remember that.
And so does everyone have water in their cups? Does anyone need refills? I've got the pitcher back there I can go grab. Oh, thanks. So what you want to do is just put it into your cup like this. You just go like boom, 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 boom. You see how it comes out? Like if I just leave it light, it won't come out. But if I go like that, it will. Y'all follow me? So I would say three of these is 1 drop. Boom, boom, boom is 1 drop. I would say 1 drop's enough, but if you want it really strong, you can do 2 drops. So depends on where your fancy is and how much it wants to be tickled, I suppose.
I will take a cup from you guys if you have an extra.
Have an extra cup.
What I like to do is kind of swish the water around after that.
So it's not all sitting on top.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so did you want to go over the points that are suggested?
Sure.
So feet and
Yeah, so for fluid abundance, you just drink this. And like we said, it's just the two blends, On Guard and Slim and Sassy, and you drink it. And since Slim and Sassy is good for slimming, you can put it on any areas that you want to trim. Wouldn't see any issues with that. You could rub it around in your mouth and get the cloviness. And then for our prosperity root, the main areas are going to be the reflexology points, which are hands, feet, and ears. There's a new one we've been playing with called nipples. Another great way to get into the blood. Mouth can be a great way, except for with prosperity root, we're not going mouth. So we're using all the areas without going mouth. Also, I go brainstem with almost any oil I put. If I have oils on my hands for any reason, I'm going to go touch my brainstem, just because I want it to go into all my body through my brainstem. And then so you could go down your spine. If you have someone else to roll it down your spine, that would be great. And if you use the reflexology charts, it's great. Like, oh, I'm feeling an issue with this, and you could even feel around in your foot and see, oh, what's that? Oh, wow, that's a little tender, and then look it up and use the chart in that way. What I recommend though is put the oil, put the prosperity root or any oil that you're going to put on your feet, put it all over your feet. Like even if you're just going to treat a stomach or whatever, put it all over and let it, because it's going to carry it all through the blood and all through the body. And most often we're wanting it everywhere. And when we're treating, even when we're treating liver or stomach, we want it everywhere. So put it all over your feet. It doesn't need much. 1 or 2 drops is enough. We don't want to go crazy. And so the reason we added 2/3 coconut oil is because you don't really want to use more than 1 or 2 drops at any given time of the oils, of the blends. So we can use 4 to 5, 6 to 7 drops of the blend, and we're still only using 1 or 2 drops of the oil. Does that make sense? And that's why the only doTERRA oil that's cut with coconut is balance oil, and that's why they do it. It's the only one that's cut. And that's why they do it like that, is because they want people to be able to spread frankincense all over their body. So coconut's like one of the main ingredients so that you can just spread it a lot more, and it's not crazy expensive either.
Okay, so is there anything else that we need to add? So we're burning our what we're releasing. We are refocusing on what we want to embrace when we apply the oils and when we drink our oils. And is there any other questions or?
The 4 questions, I forgot these 2 and third eye. Yeah, you go here.
Yeah.
And if you like the smell, you can go ahead and go under your, sometimes the oil is going to burn. It's hard to say who it's going to burn right here. White fir burns some people, cinnamon burns some people. I tried this one here before to see if it would burn me because I'm a great guinea pig. It didn't burn me, but at your own risk if you go on your face. These spots are going to be safe, for sure. Bottom of the feet is going to be safe. It's not going to burn, with that, especially with 2/3 coconut.
Mm-hmm. So we're good.
So we're ready to pass that one around?
Not yet.
Okay.
Calm down.
Are we going to have it put?
I'm patient.
Okay, so was unclear if we were putting this in bottles for people to share.
Yeah, let me...
or are we...
yeah, we're going to pass this guy around. Let's see how hard. She said it was kind of hard to put these caps on, so we'll see.
Okay, so...
Yeah, the issue is if you push from the top, you just push from the sides.
Okay, so it's rollerball.
Yep.
Nice.
Needles,
Very good.
needle.
Okay.
I'm not picking up a strong smell, but there's so many smells I'm already got. I think I'm desensitized.
Yeah, when I went
Oh, you went out the room and
or
came
I
back?
came back in. This room has some
Happy
serious
smells.
Do y'all notice though that
vibration going on.
there was a very heavy energy when we started class, and now it's like super light and jovial and stuff?
So
We
one of the
shifted energy
things
for sure.
after you mix your oils, so if you're doing this at home, you can just carry it through and over the flame with your intention, okay, with those thoughts, and to seal in those energies. All right. So just take a moment. I just want you to breathe, focus on your breath. I want you to envision some of the things that you've listed you want to release. Just see them dissolving and getting a little lighter. And allowing that to go, creating space. aspects you want to embrace. Bringing in the trust, bringing in the love, bringing in acceptance. And being in that space. So when you move forward, you want to use the oils and create them for yourselves. Set the intention before you use the oil. Okay, I'm going to pass this around.
So is there anything we want to do to close out class? Because we're going to take a break and come back with some music. So do we want to, I guess we'll take a break now.
I think we're good.
We'll shut the video down and take a break. So we'll be back for those watching the live stream. We'll be back after the break with live drumming with our boy Lucas Odom, who's in the house.